right, welcome to episode 2. My name is Grant, and I'm joined by my co-host.
This is Jason.
And you are listening to the Two Bros in a Coffee Shop podcast. Episode 2.
The one and only.
The one and only.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
A second episode, but it's still the one and only. Two Bros in a Coffee.
Okay, yeah, I guess that makes sense. So we're excited for just the reception that we got for the first episode. And we're excited to be back for another one. We've got lots lined up for everyone.
For sure.
Yeah.
I love it. So I feel like we should start off with our coffee.
Coffee of the day. And what do we have here, Jason? What do we have
here? It
is
Brothers Coffee Roastery. It is from Kerr Street Cafe.
And where's that?
And is in Oakville. So this week we're going to be talking about Canadian, like a Canadian edition, you want to call it. And we actually got the Starbucks mugs out.
I'm holding one right in my hand, and it's the Canadian mug right here.
Oof,
right?
I got the Toronto one.
Toronto and Canada.
And the vibes that Starbucks is given on these mugs is gray, blue, and red. So that's what Canada is.
I mean, when I look at this, I feel at home.
Yes.
And it's just so peaceful and just, it's good.
For sure. But I love it. Let's pour some coffee into this bad boy.
Right on. All right.
Ooh. Make sure I get some too.
And this time, you know what? I'm going to let you get the cream first because I took a sip without cream and I was like, I felt like it was missing something.
Oh, the cream is the only way to go. Once you go into the sugar category, it's not worth it anymore. I had abandoned sugar 2 years ago now, and then that's all I drink is cream in my coffee.
Yeah. I mean, once you get off of it, you realize how much sugar is in everything. Like sugar, like I went off sugar for a bit and then I could even taste it in like apples, like just how much sugar is just in everything. So, all right.
Pretty good. Should have got a spoon, but you know what? Cheers.
These are super full.
It's pretty good. It is strong, so I don't know how Grant's going to feel about this. He has been trying coffee out the last week.
Honestly, I don't want to spit it out. And
that's good.
Okay, I have to say, I mean, this is somewhat of a podcast about my journey to liking coffee. And I've had coffee so much at work recently just because we have the coffee press. We were drinking Rosie's basically all week, which was amazing.
I know, I was just nonstop trying to make it for him. But let's just say, if anybody understands how much work it is to clean a coffee press, it is such a pain. Taking it all out, washing it, then washing the other little metal piece, and then the whole, it's brutal. Yeah. But it's taught us a lot of discipline and strength. And I'm a better person now from it.
I mean, I would say I'm less grouchy, and just when Jason comes into the office, it's just like, hey, Jason, I'm ready for that coffee. You know what?
Energetic. I have been serving him some coffee just to be nice because he's the new guy. So try to be that.
Wow, you better not stop.
Ooh.
Well, maybe already in the plan.
Maybe 1 month, and then you're gonzo.
Right.
Just making my own coffee for myself. That old Keurig. Wake up and it's 7 a.m. in the morning and I'm just not feeling the coffee press, and then just about to whip out one of those terrible coffees, and that's the first coffee to get you by, and then you put the coffee press at like noon. So
that's true. Well, I did make you coffee one day, so
it wasn't bad.
It wasn't.
I loved it. It was pretty good.
Yeah.
But this coffee is actually way better. Like
I have to say it is better.
Like I don't want to bash on Rosie's, and Rosie's is good, but this is a black cherry plus molasses. Shoot, I'm saying that wrong. With dark chocolate. And it's roasted by hand, and it's actually an espresso blend. Espresso? I always say that wrong.
So we're going to be up late tonight.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. And for I don't know, just, it's good. It's good.
It's smooth. That's the one thing I really get from it.
The best part is it's smooth. And do we want to tell the story about getting to this minute, the story that had to happen to get these beans into the coffee press?
Oh, yeah.
Do we want to shame ourselves and saying what we had to do?
Yeah. So because this is a startup, we will let you know that I thought I had a coffee grinder, and
well, to be fair, I think you did.
I did.
You did,
but I don't know where it went. And the last coffee they ground it up, which is pretty unusual for coffee like bags if you're gonna buy it from roasteries.
Mm-hmm.
They just had them with beans. So right now with Brothers Coffee Roasteries, they have the coffee with all the beans in it. So we had to take our blender, those like bullets, and shoved it in there, put some 5 scoops, and it actually turned out pretty well. So next week we will have a normal one, but I don't think it turned out that bad. And I should also bring a spoon to the table.
Yep.
Because I need to stir this cream, but it's not bad.
Yeah. I mean, I have to say it's still drinkable. And the coffee press does a really good job at like thinning out the grains.
And there's no beans or like grains ever in it.
Yeah, no, it's good. Other than the fact that when you're trying to wash it, then you find all like grains in the mesh, and it's like, I gotta blast it out.
For sure. You gotta wash that out.
Yeah.
All right.
What do we... Okay. So we started the podcast off kind of stating that we have Canadian Starbucks mugs here. And
these are one of the originals, actually. So out of my collection, I think it's like the 4th Starbucks mug I actually bought before they started bringing them. They started taking them out of the lineup in Starbucks, and I was new to the Been There series. So this is the You Are Here There series. And it was one of the very first. And it was actually bought in the Toronto Pearson Airport. The Niagara Falls, the Canada, and the Toronto one. But didn't know that at the time. I got rinsed, and it was $14.95 instead of $12.
Wow.
So after that, I was like, well, you just got to play and actually learn the rules of not getting screwed over by taxes and airports.
Yep, that's true. Well, airports, traveling. This podcast is about...
This is true.
Tech, traveling, and coffee. And
traveling is the best part, in my opinion. But I love it.
Well, I mean, let's be honest. Aren't you going somewhere?
Yes, I'm actually going to Atlanta, Georgia, at the end of January for a sales meeting, and I need to actually buy a new suitcase. That's the problem. The other one's breaking, and everywhere I travel, it's always been like, I'm the guy that I don't want to bring that huge suitcase that you have to check. So I'm like, I'll bring a small one that you can bring on the carry-on, but I'll just pack like the correct way where you can bring 2 weeks of clothing in a teeny tiny suitcase. But doing that has been pushing the barrier. And then ever since I've started getting to more like fitness, I've been bringing shoes. So that
those are those items that you can't squish.
No,
like
100%.
You just, and also you're bringing your big basketball shoes too, right?
The Curry 7s, yeah.
Yeah, so I can see that would be a challenge to fit.
Those go in the backpack. Yeah, bad to say, I think I bring 4 pairs of shoes with me.
What?
I know.
I don't even know this about you. 4 pairs of shoes?
I know this sounds bad. To make it sound like I'm not a girl, no offense, girls on the podcast. I wear a pair of casual black shoes, and then leather dress shoes when I'm working, and then I have the basketball shoes, and then I bring a pair of running shoes. Now the basketball shoes are a new addition to the group because I've been starting to play more basketball with Dylan,
right?
And Jeremy, my brother, and that's the problem. So I've been trying to figure out how to pack it all, and I've been doing better at it, but it is it's a little nuts. So you got to pick what you wear on your feet when you get on the plane.
Because like I have to say, like, how do you even do that? Because like what bags are you running right now?
I'm running right now at Timbuk2 backpack, best backpack I've ever bought. It's a little pricey, but it's worth it. You can fit all your stuff in the front, and it's actually expandable.
Right.
It's called the Never. It's like the Never Check bag. It's called like the slang term.
Oh, so right, because it'll fit in the overhead or under
for sure. Right? And then the suitcase I'm running is Samsonite, but I want to get like a tech bag with like suitcase. I mean, but like with a battery pack charger in it, which would be sweet. Because what I usually fly is Air Canada, and love the airline. Never like it bad. And the thing is it's actually rated the #1 airline in North America.
I can believe that. Just because we're Canadians, we're so nice.
Yeah. Always like, sorry, going back and forth.
Yep. Just in the aisle. Sorry. Walking down the aisle. Excuse me. Sorry.
Oh my. Every single time I get out of someone's way, I always try to be helpful on the planes and stuff like that.
Right, for sure.
It's sweet. And one little secret hack that I'd like to tell you guys today. We'll try to have a travel hack once a week, and it would be if you go online and you check in and you bring your suitcase to the front counter and you say, oops, I got to gate check this, 99% of the time, they're not going to charge you for that. And they're going to literally let you check it for free.
Wow. Spilling the secrets, Jason.
That is, but the thing is, please don't bring something that's like super large where it's like just crazy and then you say it. But it's like to a certain extent, it has to be in that mid-range. And you just got to be like really nice to the... what do you call it? I guess they'd be stewardess still. Yeah, at that counter, but it's like already through security. So you'd be like half flight attendant.
Right. So the way to get this tip to work is you have to get through security. So they're not going to be like, oh, you got to go back out to the outer counter and check it, right? Because even then, if you go out there, they're going to put it on the scale, and they have to send it down into the plane, go through security again. And whereas they can
I think it's like over... I could be wrong on this, but it's like over something like 25 to 30 pounds.
Right.
But then like they just looking at it, they'll check it for you for free. But I did have one question of it. I was in Atlanta, Georgia. They were like, you have to pay for this. And I was like, I've never heard of that before. But
wow.
Yeah, luckily I was flying business, but because of, there's too many, I couldn't get any flights out. So I had to book business.
Right.
But it was easy. So.
And I also feel like this is one of those hacks where you can't do it when you have like a bunch of other people. Be like, oh, we all forgot. We can't check. Oh, what? You have to pay? Like, you just can't do that.
I would say, right? Like, if you're with your girlfriend or something like that, then like it'd be one or two people. But that's basically it. That's so right. I didn't even think about that because I usually fly alone.
Right.
Wherever I need to go, or I'm with people, they usually just go on their own, and I don't really ever tell them the hack, but I thought I'd tell the podcast for you guys today. So
wow,
that's
spilling the beans.
Oof. Air Canada's not going to be happy, guys, but don't tell them I told you.
Even though we're literally putting this online.
True.
Yeah. So they'll be like, Jason, looking at your ticket, and then they'd be like,
free upgrade.
I heard about this.
That's true.
Give me a shout out on the podcast, basically.
I will.
And then
I will give a shout out to all the flight attendants that listen to this podcast and they email me. There you go.
Yes. Okay. You know what? That's fair. I mean, we've already got a lineup of people that were guests that we're going to have on the show.
Do. The next person we want to have on, if it works out, is a Starbucks barista.
So we won't say any names, but we might have a Starbucks barista on the show.
It's going to be a big deal.
So it's going to be exciting. So stay tuned. Stay tuned.
Yes. Come back for more.
Yeah. I mean, and then also, we also have a guest that I think you guys are going to love, who's going to talk about traveling. And like when I say he is an elite traveler, I mean he is literally an elite traveler. We're not going to get into details because that's going to spoil everything, but you guys are going to love him. You're going to love him.
Super elite on like 3 different airlines. Yeah. Travels the world nonstop, knows about coffee, and loves tech.
And people in our real lives have already been like, hey, can you get this guy on the podcast?
We're working it out. We're trying to convince him.
But he's also busy because he travels a lot. So
if we can get him in, that's going to be the one time you do want to listen. We will let you know. We will post it all over social media, and we'll say, guys, this is the one that we need to tune into because this will be the groundbreaking one. And that means we'll have 3 mugs to show off out of the 112. So there you go.
That's true. I mean, yeah, we've already got the Canadian mugs out.
That's true.
How many more do we have to go through to get through our Canadian?
110.
No, Canadian specific.
Technically I only have Vancouver, and then we're getting into the Been There series, which I don't like as much.
Well, you still also have Niagara Falls.
This is true. Oh, shoot. Yeah, we do. We have Niagara Falls and Vancouver, and then...
Banff.
Yep, and Calgary, and Alberta. But those are the new series ones, which aren't bad.
They're true.
But they're different. Well, I'll show them off.
Yeah. We might have to do a ski trip.
Ooh. Yes, we are going. Me and Grant are going skiing this weekend. So
yes,
next time we can pull out some of the... I have Vail Aspen, Whistler, and what's the other mug? Lake Tahoe.
Yes.
So
and I've been to Lake Tahoe. So
I've only been to Vail and Telluride. So
right.
I do want to go out to Whistler this year. So
yes.
that is on my bucket list.
I really want to do that too.
Me and Grant need to go. We're going to try to work that out.
Work that out with work?
Mm-hmm.
We'll just take some time off. We'll go. It'll be fun.
Little vacay. Mm-hmm. It doesn't kill nobody.
Well, no vacay. Vacay doesn't hurt anybody.
That's true.
I mean,
I was reading something where they said that you have to like mentally process when you get back, because every single person that comes back from a vacation gets depression, but it's a short, small lineup. Like it's like a 3 to 4 hours. I didn't even believe this. So
really?
I don't know. Yeah, like it's all, but I don't know how long the vacation has to be. But you got to make sure that you like get in the right mindset. That's I guess you call it.
Because like I generally don't get homesick, but here I'll tell a story. I went down to Arizona. I have a good friend who has a house down there, and I am a guy who likes mountain scenery. So like when we're talking about going out to Alberta or Banff, I'm like, yes, please sign me up. Let's go. But when you go down to Arizona and it is red clay,
Grand
like
Canyon.
barren, I actually got homesick to the point where in Arizona, grass is like a luxury because you have to pay the water to actually like...
You got to pay to see the grass.
You got to pay to see the grass. And so when I'm walking, like I'd go out for a walk, which was beautiful because it's super hot, but you don't sweat because it's super dry, which is amazing and it's nice. But when I was walking and I saw someone with like grass on their lawn, I literally went up to it and like touched it, like bent down and just felt it. And I was like, yes, grass, greenery.
Our stories of Arizona are a lot different. Mine was I ran a 5K, almost got heat stroke and passed out because it's like 113. And then I was running a 5K in that because I wanted to win. So I didn't train, and I was versing two marathon runners, and I got third place. And sad to say,
impressive.
One was a 50-year-old man and a 40-year-old woman. No. But they marathon runners.
Well, but then again, I was going to say, okay, not as impressive as before, but still you beat everyone else who was in the race, right?
That's true.
So, I mean, there is something to say about that.
I had to be honest because people are going to be like, who are the other people? So I gotta tell the truth.
You got to be like,
it's not fair.
Yeah.
No, for sure.
Yeah. So, we're going to move on to tech. And a lot has happened this week in tech. We've got some exciting new announcements. We just finished CES, which was last week, which stands for Consumer Electronics Show. Mm-hmm. And so some really cool tech has been released and been announced about. I mean, right at the top of the list, we have the Samsung ball. And get this, the name is Ballie.
It is creepy and disturbing.
Okay, but it's also kind of cute.
It is. It's like an adorable... It's like if you didn't want to take care of a hamster and didn't want to take care of something that was living... This would be your pet.
Yeah, but see, I wanted a hamster as a kid. So like, this is like hamster tech. What are you? Sign me up, please.
Well, I had a hamster when I was young, and it.
From the smile on your face, it seems like it didn't go well.
I was young, and I think that you know how like all those animals, if you like have like a draft with a window,
right?
It hurts them. So rest in peace.
Oh no.
Her name was Isabel. So. But it was like 8 years ago or something like that. I'm sorry. So I don't hurt animals. I love them. It was an accident.
Rip Isabel.
Yeah.
But like, okay, so I don't know if I did it now or later, but we'll put a little bit of a snippet of the video in the podcast video.
For the Ballie.
Yeah, for Ballie.
For sure. It has a little dog, and the number one comment I read on that was that dog would totally eat that ball. But then the ball's like snuggling with the dog and having like its like own little friend. And I'm like, that's not true. And then the ball can actually call on the robot. I forget what's that robot called where...
Roomba?
Yeah, Roomba. It can call on Roomba.
To protect itself from the dog? No. Turn on the vacuum?
No, but like the ball can turn on all the electronics in the house. Which the weird thing I'm thinking is if someone can hack this ball... Could they turn on all the electronics in your house? And like, I just think that's a little creepy.
That's true. But something that can also turn on your lights is Alexa.
That's true.
And Okay, do you want yeah.
You want me to tell it?
No, you go for it.
Oh, okay. Coolest tech I've seen of this week is there's a Lamborghini.
I've seen some pretty interesting things.
Lamborghini that's getting released with built-in Alexa. Now, when you're driving your car, because we all own Lamborghinis.
You went a little fast. Yeah. Lamborghini with Alexa.
That's true.
And sorry for saying Alexa in case your Alexa starts up and
oh shoot. Yeah.
So
order dog food. But no, so it's like you're driving back in your Lamborghini because we all own them, right? And you say, please turn your house to 75 degrees Fahrenheit. And sorry guys, I'm American partly, so I don't know what that is in Celsius. I think it's like
pretty close to 20 degrees.
Yeah, 20 degrees. And
a little hotter. But
all of a sudden, your house just turns on. You're like, open garage. The garage opens. Turn the light on. And it's all from your car.
Yeah.
And you're not getting pulled over from the cops because you're saying this all to your car. So if this could happen, but like in a real car, like I'm talking about maybe like a Ford Expedition or like a Honda CRV.
Yes.
Or my favorite, like a Subaru BRZ or like a Tacoma truck.
Yeah.
Like real cars that actually real people drive. That'd be sick. But Google Assistant's what I like.
Well, see, the thing, they already have that as Android Auto. And as a programmer, I'm like, come on, we've already got Android Auto, Google. We can sync it up.
Yeah, but you want to tell your house what to do. Because the weird thing is LG is making all these really weird appliances now where your door can light up and you can see the person on the outside, but they can't see you because it's a camera. And then it tells you the weather and then they can leave like because Uber Eats and Postmates has gotten so big now, you can leave like stuff in the corner and then you can they can like lock the door and then you can open it now. So LG's trying to make like a full smart home, which is kind of weird. So all these smart homes, good. I don't know how I feel about it.
Yeah, I mean,
I did just buy a Fitbit, so I guess I'm going more
that is true
sporty and more like electronics and techie.
Like I love a little tech. Bit more tech.
I just don't want to be watched. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no.
That's why I have like on my little webcam on my computer. I'm like, slide it over. I'm like, nope, you can't see me, CIA, FBI.
Well, so. I mean, like, we weren't originally going to talk about this, but we were literally talking in the car before about, like, governors on vehicles. Or, like, imagine GPS trackers. Like, when is it going to get to a point where, like...
the cop just, like, sees it and they can slow you down?
Yeah, like, imagine a cop, instead of a radar, just points at your car, and your car tells the cop how fast you're going. And then the cop can be like, and, like, shut down your car. Like... imagine
my car better be my best friend. You better not do that to me.
Yeah,
you know
but like
Shelby the truck, she better be like being nice to me, not to the other car.
Hold up. You're gonna name your truck Shelby?
Yeah, I don't drive it as much anymore, but yeah, it was Shelby, and everybody's like, "Is it a Mustang?" And I'm like, "No, that's the only car I've ever named."
Yeah, that's true. It reminds me of the Ford versus Ferrari vibes.
That was such a good movie.
That was a really good movie.
The other two movies, off a little sidetrack here. Mercy Me was really good. That we just saw, and 1917, unbelievable. These two movies, gotta see, but they're like hardcore. They're like dramas,
dude. 1917. I honestly,
you're locked in.
Honestly, I want to see 1917 again. It was so good. It's heavy. It is a heavy movie. Not gonna lie.
For sure.
But
I know this is a coffee, tech, and travel podcast, but we got to add a section in for movies because for some reason, not a lot of people know this. Me and Grant see movies together all the time. I'm like calling up Grant. I'll be like, Grant, new movie came out, Rotten Tomatoes, 90%. Want to go see it? And he's like, yeah, come on, Tuesdays? I'm like, okay, but it's busy. And then legit, we go and have a good old time. But it's literally, movies are probably one of the best things.
Well, this ties in because we did go see 1917 on Tuesday.
Yep.
And we're talking about how packed it was. We went for the 720.
Yeah.
The 720 showing was packed. So we're like, okay, you know what? We'll just go hang out, maybe go to a restaurant. And then we're at the restaurant.
Scatterbush. I'm sorry for not saying it right, but it's the Italian restaurant that just opened up instead of Canyon Creek on... Fairview and Guelph Line.
Yeah.
Near Kia. I know that this is really weird, me giving you directions, but I just wanted to know where it is.
Yeah, for the podcast, which could go international.
Yeah.
But
that is in Canada.
That's true. And we went to that restaurant.
Yeah.
And there's a cappuccino that you decided to order.
Ooh, and for you guys, because it's for the podcast, I'd never do this. I went up to the guy, comes over, and I go, "Are these beans locally roasted?" And the guy looked at me and he's just like, "What the heck are you talking about?" And then he's like, "Let me go talk to the manager." And I was like, "This sounds so extra, but I got to do it for everybody." So he literally comes back and he goes, "Yeah, Cadbury is a roastery down here." And I was like, "Are they open?" He's like, "Man, it's like 9 o'clock at night. Why are you trying to buy coffee at this time?" And I was like, "Oh, it's for this podcast." So,
right. Which, to be fair, he might be listening.
That's true.
So,
hey, if you're listening, waiter, I didn't get your name. Thank you. But it was really good. I don't know if it'd be as good as the coffee you're having tonight, but we'd have to check it out. This coffee's good. It is. I mean,
I'm sitting with an empty cup right now. Okay, like I finished.
I gotta bring Grant out. I usually go scout out and go find these coffees, but I gotta get Grant to bring them out one of these days and get him in the vibes of the local coffee shops.
Right.
Everybody's so kind in there. You know what I mean? We're all like, you know, it's not Tim Hortons, and we're just having a good time. And I'm not hating on just Tim Hortons. You know what? Dunkin' Donuts, it's trash too. Okay, it's not just Tim's. So don't worry about it.
Wow.
Yeah, I got food poisoning from Dunkin' Donuts. That's all the reason why I don't like them. So,
wow, you just one shot. It was just like, not food poisoning.
Well, I got food poisoning from Tim Hortons and from Dunkin' Donuts. I had okay, don't ever try this, but a vanilla chai tea latte, and it didn't taste that good. And then I got sick for like 2 days after that. Yeah. I've only had food poisoning like 4 times.
Do you know what drink I mainly order from Tim Hortons is?
The vanilla chai? No, dude, I thought that like no one drinks that because it's disgusting.
No, not gonna lie, it is disgusting. Well, it's not bad. I still drink it, but for some reason, during the exam season, I really wanted a tea, and I went and I asked for a vanilla chai. I asked for a chai tea latte, which is actually good.
Yep.
But then they couldn't find it on their menu, and it was like, oh, well, there's a vanilla chai. I'm like, okay, I guess I'll try it. It's not great. And then, but the vanilla.
Well, you're in university, so it makes sense, right? Like everybody in university, just like whatever get me by. Like when I was in school before I graduated, because I'm working now full time. We told you that, but I just bought whatever. But I did sometimes drive to like the 24-hour Starbucks and go study there. Sometimes, I know that sounds stupid, but
hey, studying with some coffee, like, let's be honest, we're on a coffee podcast. Somehow it made it into your life, right?
Yeah.
And somehow it's making it into mine. I can't believe like I drank this whole thing. I'm like, I want more. But
got you addicted.
But unfortunately, our coffee press only makes 2 cups of coffee. Well, these giant 14-ounce mugs.
They're nice.
You filled it
I like
high.
them.
So.
I know. Dude, I like the red in them. Some of them that they make are really ugly.
Yeah. Or like there's some
Wisconsin,
that have the green or like the brown in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, Pike Place is nice. Everybody hates on it. The Pike Place mug is brown on the inside, but it's the original store, and I like it.
Right.
But everybody hates on it. That one in Wisconsin, Michigan, Detroit. Trying to think of some other mugs.
But is that just the mug or the city? No hate. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Whoa! I hope we don't have any Detroit fans in here.
Well, you know what? I wish we did, because that'd be amazing.
Taking it internationally.
Yes.
All the way to America.
We
do have some American
listeners. Let's go.
I got a cousin down in Atlanta, Georgia that is listening, so he loves it. He puts it right up on his TV screen. I didn't ask him. Now I'm sounding like I'm trying to...
Yeah, so I'm sorry if you have an Alexa, call mom.
Yeah. I feel like no one even uses Alexa. It's more like, okay, Google.
Well,
call dad.
Okay, of course, now our phones are going off. Your phone's going off, by the way.
Oh, shoot. I tried to prank someone and I pranked myself.
Yep, exactly. I mean, I have an Echo Dot in my room, but it's... I changed the word to Echo. So so instead of Alexa. But sometimes it confuses me because they're like, oh, you just say Alexa this. So I'm like, Alexa, please turn off the lights. And then it's like, hello? I'm like, oh yeah, I have to say Echo, please turn off the lights.
Wow. Well, what is more about tech that is brought up? I forgot about
S20.
Ooh, okay. I don't know how people feel about this, but from them calling it the S20 versus being called S12, because I know it's 2020.
Wait. Okay, just for the people who aren't in the phone industry, right?
Yeah,
so
sorry.
What is an S20? It's a Samsung Galaxy phone. Or
yeah,
it's just
so
a
I'm a
phone.
huge Note guy, but before Note got really big, it was just called the Samsung Galaxy phone, and I had the original Galaxy S6 Edge Plus, but now they have the Galaxy S20 just because they're calling it that because of
not yet. It's
February
not out yet.
the 11th, right?
No, I thought that was the Lite.
No, that's January the 21st.
Right.
That's when it's coming out in India. And the thing I'm mad about is because the Note in India is coming out with a headphone jack, and they didn't give me a headphone jack on my phone. So what are we doing, Samsung? Come on.
Yeah, well,
I'm trying to rep out for you. I'm trying to say it's better than Apple when I know you guys, Apple's still good, but because I own one. And then they do that and they take away the headphone jack and everybody laughs at me. So
well, okay. Like today we were developing an app for Apple and we actually had to pull out like a Mac computer to develop the app for Apple. Whereas all our Android phones were like, yeah, just deploy right off of our Ubuntu or our Windows machines. We're just like building it. So, I mean, Apple's nice.
Yeah.
But we're not bashing Apple too hard this episode.
Yeah. I like Apple.
We're talking about the S20. So so we've kind of
sidetracked.
We've explained what the S20 is. So basically, it's Samsung's latest phone, but they're just deciding to call it S20. Now, it's 2020.
Yeah.
So do you think they're calling it the S20 because we're in 2020, and do you think that's going to be a trend that's going to go on?
Yeah,
you know
I'm kind of worried because does that mean in
jumped
2021 we'll call it S21, or are they going to go back to calling it the S12?
Well, think about it this way, right? They're going to release the S20.
Yeah.
Probably maybe last quarter of this year.
Yeah.
But next year they're going to release the S21.
No, the S20's released is February 11th. Pretty sure.
Yeah. Oh wait.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's going to release this year?
Yeah. Like next month.
Yeah. So then that means their next phone they're going to make is the S21, which is going to be next year.
No, the next one they're going to make is the Note 12. No, 11. In August.
See how confusing these numbers are? Like, come on,
Samsung. That's what I'm trying to say. If we start doing all this, I'm trying to stay up with it, and now I'm just gonna get way more confused.
Yeah, no, like we even have notes here, like
Grant's losing his mind. I'm trying, guys.
Yeah. Okay. Samsung Galaxy S20 confirms rumors and guesses 5G monster optical zoom. So this year's flagship will be the Galaxy S20.
Mm-hmm. But I'm not a huge Galaxy fan. People like Galaxy, but I like Note, but it just takes longer for it to come out. That's true. It comes out 1 month before my birthday, which is cool.
Yeah.
My birthday's in September.
Yeah. February 11th.
No one really cared,
in San Francisco.
Yeah.
You want to go down to San Francisco?
Let's fly.
Coming up?
Right now.
Yeah. All right. I mean, well, it's February 11th.
Shoot. Yeah, that's not bad.
Just before Valentine's Day?
Yeah. I think I was actually, last year around this time, I was actually in California around February 11th. So, I was doing some sales calls in California and then went out to Hawaii and stuff like that. So, it was pretty good. It's rainy out in California in February. I didn't like it that much.
Right,
so.
that's true. It's
not
true.
Terrible.
So
but that's another story. So,
yeah. But yeah, like, I don't know. Like, naming your phones like S20, like, okay, that makes sense. But like, when is it gonna stop?
Mm-hmm.
Like, when we're old and we're gonna be like, do you have the S43? No, I want the S54. Like, when is the numbers gonna stop?
They'll recycle it. They'll do something where they switch everything back, kind of thing, and then cap it out, and then to make it make sense.
Do you think they're gonna like switch, like reverse it, or do you think they're just gonna start saying instead of the Samsung Galaxy, we're gonna say like Samsung Infinity S10?
Yeah,
right. They're just gonna change the name.
Yeah, for sure.
iPhone, what are you doing? You can't just be like, okay, we're gonna change something in our name. iPhone 11. Wait, we can't. We're just gonna call it the phone, the phone 10. Because like, what can you change about iPhone?
Well, that's why iPhone went 11 Pro, right? That's why they made it a Pro phone.
No, yeah, but you can't change that. Like, you can't reverse that. Like changing Galaxy to a different name, right?
Yeah. No, for sure.
Do you think they're just gonna change it to like the Z phone? They're just gonna be like, no, iPhone.
That's an ugly name. You gotta have a cool name for a cool phone. You know what I mean? The Galaxy Fold. Like, how cool is that name?
Yeah.
Crappy phone, but
hey,
it's a cool name.
That's fine. You know what? We're gonna hate a little bit on Galaxy. We're gonna hate a little bit on Apple.
We hate on all phones, but we do like some features of the phones.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you can't hate everything, right?
Yeah, no, it's a give and take for everything.
Right.
Okay, what's next, Grant?
What's next? We were talking about Samsung Galaxies. We've talked about the Samsung Ball. We've talked about Lamborghini. Mm-hmm. I'm starting to see kind of a trend of Samsung. Just maybe a little bit.
Shoot. I like Samsung.
Yeah. So
let's talk about Apple.
Apple.
Love it.
Apple.
It used to be when the first iPhone actually came out. I got it. 3G.
Wow, you got a 3G.
Yeah, it was huge when I was in grade 5. People were like, "No way, is that a phone?" And I said, "Yes way, it is a phone."
I remember. I think I had a friend who had, like the first gen, and it was just like, oh, that's so cool, but at the same time, that's so weird. Like,
no, I just thought it was regular, just because I had a phone. But I had my one buddy named Winston. Man, he was jealous. He was like, "Holy smokes!" And now he has an iPhone, and he makes fun of me because I don't have one. And to this day, I'm just like, I'd love to go to iPhone. It's just the specs. That's all.
Right. Okay.
Side note.
Well, hey, no, that was good. It allowed me to look up our other stories. For those of you guys who have Android phones out there, mm-hmm. you may have noticed that your phone has stopped saying updated 21 apps when you wake up in the morning. And
which is good and bad. So the good thing about it is it makes your phone cleaner.
Yes.
But the bad thing is just you don't know what's updated, and sometimes it's better to not update. So when I changed over to wasn't it like Galaxy or it's called Android 10.
Right.
I was complaining to Grant saying I don't understand what to do, or some stuff is gone, and I had to start researching it and understanding it, and they took away certain buttons, and I was just lost. And at the same point is if you update one of these apps, sometimes it runs slower, but sometimes it actually changes the whole thing, or mm-hmm. it glitches. And then the thing is if you're like, for the sense in this happening, like, so if Nova Launcher upgrades, it's like the skin that I have, like iPhone has iOS and Samsung has One UI, but the thing is when it updates it's not compatible with the series,
right?
Like with the new thing. So the problem is if Nova Launcher just updates without me allowing it, then all of a sudden my Nova Launcher is broken and then everything's wrecked. So knowing that it's allowed to update is better than if it's just saying it updates, so then I can change it.
I mean, that makes sense, but at the same time, like, I'm a guy who wakes up in the morning, has all these notifications, and just swipes
that
them
is
off
the Android
screen,
way.
right?
I do that all the time.
But like, so
because ours don't group on iPhone. Ours do group, but iPhone doesn't group.
What are you talking about? Ours groups. It's just one giant, like 21 apps, and you're like, oh, thanks, I guess, and just swipe off. Mm-hmm. So I don't know.
I don't know. They're just trying to be cleaner. That's what I'm saying.
Right, but like, the whole
you want that choice. You want to choose to do.
You know what? That would be nicer if they gave you a choice. Well, but you already could have. Yeah. You can mute certain types, at least on an Android.
Well, I'll look into it, but we can see if there's any way that you can go into developer options and bring it back. There's a chance.
I don't know if it'd be in developer options. It'd probably be in the Google notifications or like the app settings, right?
True. True.
Yeah. Kind of running out of stories.
I think the last thing we're going to talk about today is the iPhone story, and we can move on to tech.
Yeah, what do you mean tech?
We're in tech. Oops.
You okay, my dude?
Yeah.
The coffee keeping you awake?
I'm trying. I'm just high on caffeine right now.
Yeah. Oh, yes. We're talking about FBI's.
I couldn't believe this when I heard it.
Yeah. So the FBI recently unlocked the iPhone 11 Pro with Gray Key, raising more doubts about the Pensacola case. Mm-hmm. So you read more into this article than I did.
Just a little bit. I think something was having like how the FBI could actually get into the iPhone 11 Pro with certain programs, mm-hmm. Which is the whole thing is everybody's telling me. I was just talking to a coworker today saying, "Oh, I only trust putting my credit cards into the iPhone because they're they can't get hacked and the privacy is amazing, and that's the only reason why I own an iPhone." And now I'm saying, if the FBI can hack it, then anybody can hack it. Like, I know they have a huge team behind them, but there's some people that have hacked into homes where they have smart homes, and then the person like uses certain technology to actually do whatever they want in the smart home. So I'm saying we got to be careful with what we allow into our lives and what phones and like what we do on our phones, because people, you never really know what can happen if you're not safe. And that's what the case is with Apple. They're being a little sloppy, or they're not on their game anymore.
Well, no, the interesting thing is the one, like, Apple's all about their privacy, right?
Yeah.
And there's currently, like, right now, the FBI was asking, like, Donald Trump and the American government to say, force Apple to open a backdoor into their system. And Apple was no. So that's why the FBI used, like, the gray door or whatever, right?
No way. So they said no. Yeah. And then
Apple
FBI was like, nah, we don't care if you're saying no. We're coming in.
Yeah. So
they're like, bash the door down. They're like, FBI, open up.
So, like, in a way, like, Apple is trying to say, like, no back doors because this can happen. But imagine if, like the government actually gives in and says, like, hey, Apple, you need to put a back door. Now, imagine how easy that would be. Already, the FBI cracked, like, a non-backdoor open.
True. Okay. Right? I'm sorry, guys. Apple, good job. Sorry, we're trying to hack into it. I think that was the whole thing from that one case where the guy shot someone or something like that, and they had an iPhone and they're trying to get into it. Yeah, the
Pensacola shooter. That's
yeah, and isn't that in Florida?
Yes.
Hey.
Yeah, I believe so.
That's right.
Yeah, so
that was a while ago though. That was in like what, 2017?
Well, that's the whole thing that started this whole like, please make a backdoor, please not. And then I think FBI was like, okay, we got to make a third-party solution.
FBI was actually at CES in the lobby. I was watching a YouTuber's video on it, and they're actually there talking to people about it. They weren't actually in the main convention, but it was actually hilarious them actually showing up.
Right.
So we all make jokes about them being on our phone calls, but they probably are, guys. We probably have the Canadian FBI, whatever that is. But
yeah, the
Mountie Police,
the Royal Mounted
We're
Police.
Listening.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, we don't have the budget for that. We spend our money on coffee.
That's true.
That's
we do love it in Canada.
Maple syrup.
Poutine.
Don't get me started.
I love poutine.
Okay, you know what? In our next travel segment, we'll just talk about poutines from around the world.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And
like at some point in time.
But
syrup.
Yes. We should do a food section. That'd be good.
Well, we can add that to the travel section. I mean, we already kind of did that with the restaurants.
Everything into the travel section.
Well, the best part is because like so many things tie into tech, travel, and coffee, which is kind of food.
That's why we love it so much.
So yeah, so like we've got a good.
There was a thing actually I saw with one of the coffees that I want to try later on. It's called Tamp Coffee, and they had beans that they roasted, and then they turned it into like a chocolate bar. So like while you're biting the chocolate that's made out of coffee, there's beans in the chocolate, so you're just getting like so much energy at once. And I heard it's actually really good. I didn't jump on it.
Full on just coffee beans in the chocolate?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's like it had a little like skull face on it. That's why I was a little intimidated about it. I was like, I don't know if I want to jump into that territory yet.
It's not like a Red Bull that's like can give you wings. No, it's like you eat this.
Yeah.
You've got enough energy to jump off a cliff.
Yeah, it's 30-hour energy, and then your friend will follow you. You know what I mean?
Right. That's what we need when we record this podcast. Just 30 hours of energy. Oof. Just like
laser focus. So
yeah. I mean, all right. So I mean, we're nearing the end of podcast number 2.
Can't believe we made it.
Yeah.
Hope you guys enjoyed it.
Yes, and I mean, we're welcome to feedback too, because like we got a lot of feedback for our first episode. We changed a little bit of things, and
for sure, we'll bring back more mugs, more coffee, and hopefully we have a guest.
Yes.
That will be awesome, and hopefully we make it to the ski hill, and we
that is true,
because last year just before we end off, me and Grant went skiing in a snowstorm.
Yes,
the power steering broke in the car because it was -40.
Yep,
which I didn't even know that could happen. And then what else happened in the car?
Well, we went in basically the biggest blizzard of last year.
Yeah, and the 4-wheel drive broke the same day.
Yes.
And then I was like, man, I don't know if I'm weak or not, or this thing just won't turn.
Yeah.
And then we're going through, and then I dropped Grant off at his house, and then I'm like slamming through snowbanks to get home, and it was like crazy. So this weekend it's actually supposed to be 15 centimeters of snow if we're lucky.
Yeah.
And we're gonna go skiing, but it was an adventure.
I don't think it's gonna be as bad as that last time.
Yeah.
We pull up to the border because this place is down in Ellicottville, New York, and so we're traveling down to the States. And the border crossing guard, he's like, so what are you guys doing? We're like, we're just going to snowboard at Holiday Valley. And they're like...
Ski too, but that's what I do.
Ski, snowboard.
I'm trying to learn to snowboard, but that was a side note.
Yeah. And basically he's like, you guys know what you're getting into.
Sure.
And we're like, oh yeah, it's fine. We got 4-wheel drive. Wow.
Yeah, we didn't. Well, we did for part of the trip.
Yeah.
It was a little crazy, but...
Oh, and it wasn't bad going there. There was beautiful.
No, going back, it was just like...
Because then it just started to dump while we were actually there.
Was,
and it was... Oh, but at the same time, it was so
It was like
gorgeous.
out west skiing in the east. It was rare.
Powder, fresh.
Yeah.
Oh, that was... Honestly, that is the best trip that I've been on. Like,
and we've been to Tremblant, too.
Yeah, I know. We've been to Tremblant, but still, like, just Holiday Valley.
Shout out. Went to the first time this year, but...
Yeah, but like... Cool. Oh, it was great.
Skiing's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, we saw...
If you haven't gone, you should go.
And, like... We saw our lives pass before our eyes a couple times.
Yeah, that was true.
Yeah, and we grew closer together.
Sure.
And honestly, I don't think... If we did not go on that trip, I do not think we'd be sitting here doing this podcast.
Mind blown. Round 2.
Yeah, I don't think we would.
No.
So.
There's actually Tim Hortons in the States on that exit. You turn right. I don't know where it is. I just know where it is in my mind.
Yeah.
But it's near Ellicottville.
If you
guys ever want to go, it's called Holiday Valley. I think it's like $71 for tickets. But after conversion, it's like $90.
Yeah, I know. That's where it's gonna hurt. But
it's expensive.
But it's fun.
But it's worth it.
Yeah. It is worth it.
It's better than Glen Eden.
Yes.
Glen Eden's just like... It was actually, I found out, a garbage dump that over the couple of years.
Yeah, I'm surprised you went, like, to be honest.
Yeah. Oh, I went with friends.
Right.
So trying to be nice to them, you know what I mean? Helping hand.
Yeah. I mean,
sorry,
the thing is, at the same time, like, any skiing or any snowboarding is snowboarding or skiing, right?
Yeah.
I mean...
It's all right.
There's great conditions, and then there's also just straight up just skiing and snowboarding.
So, yeah, I hate skiing on ice. So
that is true.
That's why out west it's like usually 99% of the time, if it's good like snow weather, it's good. Like it's year round. Like, well, for the section. I mean, I know year round. I know it's summertime. What am I doing? So awesome.
I mean, we're gonna end this podcast.
Yep. Talking
about skiing and snowboarding, and we're probably gonna start the next podcast. Probably talking about how our trip went.
Yes.
We might have a guest.
Hopefully.
So yeah, we hope you guys enjoyed this podcast, episode 2. And
for sure, this is like one of our phone calls. It just never ends.
It really.
We will see you guys later. Episode 3 of Two Bros in a Coffee Shop, with me being Jason and
Grant, just right here.
Just Grant.
Yeah, just Grant.
That's all you get.
All right, guys. Have a good week, and we'll see you next week.
See you guys later. That's it.